This is ABC 15 Arizona at 10.
It can't be said that we haven't tried everything and that we haven't been supportive to hockey in Arizona.
Expected for days, but now it's official. The Arizona Coyotes are headed to Utah. The NHL making that official announcement today with a formal news conference scheduled for tomorrow in what's now the end of an era.
You know, everyone says hockey belongs in the desert, and I think the way this community's responded to this shows that. This isn't about a hockey team moving. This is people's lives.
You never really want to leave this place, and especially for the fans, some staff. It's always tough.
And tonight, for the first time, we're hearing officially from the owner of the Coyotes.
I sat down with him for an exclusive television interview one-on-one, and I wanted to hear from him in his own words what exactly happened that led to the loss of pro hockey right here in the desert.
That was the finale for the Arizona Coyotes Wednesday night. And Thursday, NHL franchise owner Alex Morello sat down with me for an exclusive television interview to explain the team's sale.
What part of the team was sold?
What was sold is the actual hockey operations, and those are the players, the coaches, and the staff will now go to Utah.
Did you willfully sell that, or did the NHL pressure you to sell?
They did not pressure me. I willfully sold it.
However, Morello claims he only did so after the commissioner and deputy commissioner posed a poignant question about the players.
Can you look the players in the eyes and tell them that you have certainty that we can get this arena built by a certain time? And I said no. And then they said, it's not fair to the players, it's not fair to the families or hockey operations, because most of these players, their career usually lasts between 4 and 5 years. They've already played 2 years in mullet. Another 3, 4, 5 more years would basically be their entire career. And when I first heard that, it really shocked me. I hadn't thought about it that way.
The deal is reportedly worth $1.2 billion. Morello keeps the Arizona Coyotes team name and rights. The NHL is now giving them 5 years to build a new arena and then reactivate the team when everything is ready. An auction to purchase state trust land in Phoenix is still set for late June.
Some people believe that is a very aggressive timeline of 5 years to get this all done. Is this a deadline?
I don't think 5 years is I would think if you said 3 years, I'd say that's aggressive. 5 years, I think, is realistic. And we could maybe do it, I think we could do it in 4 years if the city cooperates.
Are you willing to see this project through until puck drop?
There are several requirements because of that the board, the board of governors approved that I have to withhold, I believe, I don't know how many years, I have to hold the team for 4 or 5 years, even after I start the process and I reactivate it, and then I actually open the arena. There's a period of years I have to wait.
But in the wake of this deal, Coyotes fans were the ones who were forgotten.
You talked about the fans. Why not show up last night on the last game and address the fans directly as they said a final farewell?
Well, it was very hard for me to do that. Even till now, this morning, the deal was getting done. I was constantly on the phone and signing contracts and looking at all the legal issues that we're dealing with. I was up all night and even in the morning to get it finalized. I did watch the game on TV. It was emotional, like I've never seen in my life. And just so much fan base.
For now, players are packing up and prepared to move to Salt Lake City to play next season.
From a standpoint of an owner, watching these players play lights out, the way that we've all heard over the last several years they would play, what was that like for you?
It was extremely emotional, and you just said it, because I, along with the GM, Bill Armstrong, and my son and the family, have spent the last 4 years handpicking all these players. And I hope the God at Utah understands what they have is a special group of players that to me are my family.
Hindsight is always 20/20. Have you been able to take a step back and possibly think of things you could have done differently that might have changed the outcome?
I'm sure there were mistakes made. I don't know of any right now. What I can tell you is the buck stops with me. It was a tough situation because I was thrown into a situation that was broken. I really thought I could fix it.
In your own mind, do you think you failed?
The last chapter hasn't been written, so the answer is no.
You can find more of my one-on-one interview right now on your TV with the ABC 15 streaming app and on abc15.com. Later in this newscast, we're going to talk to longtime fans about NHL hockey departing the desert.
Some new developments tonight in the assault of a school bus driver in Mesa. Police say a parent beat the driver at a bus stop with several kids right there on board. This happened near Country Club in McKellips. We've now obtained the video showing the attack. And a warning tonight, it's violent. ABC 15's Ashley Holden spoke with police who say behavior like that goes way too far.
This video, newly released by Mesa Police, is hard to watch.
That's not okay to do to anybody.
Police say it shows the moments 27-year-old Hermene Gilda Isabel Marquez attacked a substitute bus driver. The 64-year-old woman dropping kids off in a community near McKellips and Country Club. The beginning of the video from April 11th shows what seems to be a normal drop-off. Police say Marquez climbs on the bus, accusing the driver of saying something to her daughter, but the driver says she never said anything. Other adults also appear to get on and seem to be arguing with the driver.
Our bus driver was repeatedly telling them to step off her bus, please get off the bus. When she finally decided she better call, she radioed in for some help. That is when Isabel Marquez got back on the bus.
Neighbors who live inside that community left shocked. Police say this all happening in front of more than 10 kids.
That's traumatizing. That will sit with them forever.
Marquez was arrested Wednesday for aggravated assault.
We don't know if our suspect was mad at this particular driver or maybe a driver that works that route every day. Those are things that are going to come out as the investigation continues.
Documents given to ABC 15 from police say Marquez was already on unsupervised probation for a different assault.
What would your message be to that bus driver that was hurt?
I hope that she's okay and that we're sorry that happened, that there was no reason for that. There was no reason for anybody to get attacked like that.
And bless you for
doing your job, because it is a hard job.
A $5,000 bond was set at Marquez's initial appearance. She's since been released, the judge saying she will not be allowed to return to that bus stop. Mesa police say the bus driver is okay physically. Their message, violence against school employees will not be tolerated. Ashley Holden, ABC 15, Arizona.
Tracking tension in the Middle East now. A U.S. official confirmed to ABC News tonight Israel has retaliated after Iran's first ever direct attack on that nation over the weekend. This map right here shows the city where Iranian media is reporting explosions. Commercial airliners have been diverted from that area. This all comes about 5 days after Iran launched their own attack of missiles and drones against Israel. A vast majority of them, a reported 99%, were knocked out of the sky.
New details tonight on a deadly crash in Gilbert. Police say a 20-year-old woman was killed when another car slammed head-on into her car this morning at Williams Field in Wrecker. Police now revealing a 23-year-old man was behind the wheel of the car that hit her. Officers say he was driving on the wrong side of the road and was speeding. He was booked into jail, facing second-degree murder and aggravated DUI charges.
New at 10, a showdown over plans for a new gas station playing out tonight in Chandler. It could be built at Dobson and Ray, but some ABC 15 viewers reached out telling us they have concerns about safety. However, the project does have plenty of supporters. Our Lillian Donahue has more.
What could be seen as a simple gas station project has now become a controversial topic in Chandler.
We absolutely need more gas stations.
If it's QT or another gas station, I don't think we need it there.
The development of a quick trip at Ray and Dobson drawing input from hundreds of people through petitions, letters, emails, and public comments, all flooding in both for and against the convenience store.
I just want a successful business to go into that corner.
Traffic's a real issue here. There was an accident just last week.
It's extremely busy intersection. City data shows that more than 60,000 cars pass through the intersection every weekday. Regional crash data shows this is the third most dangerous intersection in Chandler and the 71st most dangerous in the greater Phoenix area.
I think the intersection has issues already, accidents, etc.
Quick Trip's traffic engineer addressed increased traffic concerns, saying the majority of expected customers are already driving by. Those pushing back on the project also worry about crime or loitering, as the land neighbors a daycare and high school.
Our community doesn't need another gas station. They need a safe place, a truly safe place for kids to go.
Chandler police call data from the last year shows no major differences in the number of violent crimes at different types of gas stations in the area. Supporters see the project adding more value to the community, bringing a dilapidated corner back to life.
I think QT would be good because they keep up their property. If you drive by any QT, I think it looks nice.
After hours of back and forth Thursday, the city decided to approve the plans and move forward with the project. Reporting in Chandler, Lillian Donahue, ABC 15, Arizona.
Some new developments in former President Trump's criminal trial. A judge telling the court, we now have a jury.
A child was sent to the hospital after a bee attack here in the Valley. How to protect yourself if you're caught in a swarm.
And we are heating up in the Valley. Mid-90s back today and getting even hotter. I'll show you what to expect heading into the weekend, plus an early look at just how hot the summer could be. Coming up in your most accurate forecasts.
And coming up later tonight, an all-new Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Watch tonight or Zendaya will be angry. You have, as you know, very enthusiastic fans. In fact, I met a couple of them coming into work this morning, and they were like, please say hi to Zendaya. So, hi. Yeah.
Cold case cracked. Phoenix police say they've arrested a 25-year-old man wanted for a murder that happened nearly 10 years ago. Police say they arrested the man on Tuesday after responding to a trespassing call near I-17 at Cactus. Officers say they came across Iram Quintana. He identified himself to officers. After running his name, though, police realized he was wanted for murder. The department providing this body camera footage of the interaction. The crime happened in September of 2014. A 19-year-old was shot and killed near 7th Avenue in Hatcher. Officials identified Quintana, who was just 15 at the time, as the main suspect, but believed he had fled to Mexico. He's now booked into jail for second-degree murder.
The woman at the center of another recently cracked cold case here in the Valley entered a not guilty plea at her arraignment today. Annie Anderson is accused in the death of the newborn baby Skylar, found in a bathroom at Sky Harbor Airport nearly 19 years ago. Anderson was extradited to Arizona last week after being arrested in Washington state.
A full 12-person jury has now been seated for Donald Trump's hush money criminal trial in New York City. The panel includes 7 men, 5 women. 1 alternate was also selected before court concluded today. Today's court session ended in a fight between the prosecution and the defense. The prosecution refusing to share its witness list with the defense. Trump's defense attorney has asked for the first few witnesses ahead of testimony, but the judge told Trump's attorney that the prosecution is not required to share a list, and he would not order it. A former president faces 34 felony counts of falsifying business records for his alleged role in a scheme before the 2016 election. Proceedings will resume tomorrow, where jury selection will continue until about 6 alternates are also seated.
ABC 15 has learned Representative Austin Smith will not run for re-election amid accusations of signature forgery. Earlier this week, a complaint was filed challenging Smith's petition, claiming he forged signatures to get on this year's ballot. Maricopa County Recorder Stephen Richer explains the right way to collect signatures.
Having some uncomfortable conversations with people that you just say, hey, are you willing to sign my petition? And they say, well, what the heck are you for and what the heck are you about? And I understand that that's maybe not everyone's cup of tea, but it is something that you have to do as a candidate.
Signature forgery can carry criminal penalties.
Turning now to the abortion battle in Arizona, a topic we've promised to track closely for you. Medical providers here and in neighboring states are preparing for Arizona's incoming near total abortion ban. According to our Attorney General, it's set to take effect June 8th, as early as June 8th. But Dr. Candace Liu, an OBGYN who's chairing the Arizona for Abortion Access Ballot Initiative, says some of her colleagues might continue giving abortions even after that date.
It's a huge dilemma that, unfortunately, I don't think doctors should be put in that place. And unfortunately, the patients are the ones who are going to suffer.
So even if the ban takes effect, AG Chris Mays has vowed not to prosecute patients nor doctors for abortion, setting the stage for even more legal showdowns. Today, we reached out to Planned Parenthood of the Pacific Southwest, which provides abortion services in Southern California. California, obviously a state where women could go to get abortions if they can't get them here in Arizona. Planned Parenthood told us since Roe was overturned, 10% of abortion patients in Southern California are from out of state.
New tonight, a bee attack out in the West Valley. Glendale Fire says 1 adult and 4 children were stung near 67th Avenue in Utopia. One of those children was taken to the hospital out of precaution. A neighbor in that area says they've experienced bee swarms in the past.
We've had them, I don't know, for a number of years. Beekeepers come and remove them. Fire department comes and secures the area.
There are things you can do to protect yourself if you run into a swarm of bees. Try to get to an enclosed shelter like a car. Cover your face and ears without impairing your vision. Don't jump into a body of water to escape those bees because they'll likely just wait until you come up for air.
Back to our coverage now of the Coyotes officially leaving Arizona. We heard from the owner, the players, and now we're hearing from you, the fans.
One of our ABC 15 viewers sent us a heartfelt tribute. New tonight, she and her daughter spoke with ABC 15's Marissa Sarback.
The Fiddlers have been fans of the Arizona Coyotes since 1996, following the team first from America West Arena, which is now Footprint Center, over to Westgate in Glendale, and finally to Mullet Arena here in Tempe.
We started taking her to games when she was a baby. I would take bottles with me and sit in the stands with my husband.
Even before Breland was born, Emily and her husband Ben went on dates to Coyotes games. Ben and Breland were in the stands Wednesday night watching as the team beat the Oilers.
It was just booming with happiness in there last night. Of course, it was a very sad time, like once the night came to an end. But the crowd was all about getting everyone amped up and enjoying the game.
Memories they'll never forget and photographs they'll always have.
Being a fan, it was nice to have others supporting each other while being there. My father and I had great discussions with people just about the team being there and everything that they've done to show their support and dedication to the NHL.
The last 10 years have been an emotional roller coaster for the Fiddlers and for the rest of the Coyotes fan base.
Not knowing what the ultimate outcome is going to be. And a couple of weeks ago, we were hopeful because news and pictures of this new arena, there was hope and there was excitement. And we thought that everything was finally ended and they were going to get a home and we were going to get season tickets back and start going to all the games.
But then news of the team relocating. An emotional week for the family, but a chance for closure and one last win before the Coyotes head north to their new home.
And there's haters out there that'll say that hockey doesn't belong in Arizona, but it's been here since 1996.
The Fiddlers say they plan to support the team even with that move to Utah. They'll be in the stands for the very first game. They also say they plan to support any new hockey team that Arizona might get. Reporting outside Mullet Arena in Tempe, Marissa Sarback, ABC 15 Arizona.
There are few things that bring an entire community together. Last night, that was one of them.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, pretty emotional out there.
I know.
And ice feels nice in the summer as we're hitting 100
It sure
degrees.
does. It sure does. We've got
like
some hot
more.
days ahead. Today, even with the clouds, was a nice break. Even though we did hit the 90s, the cloud coverage overhead kind of blocked a lot of that sunlight and then also brought us a beautiful sunset tonight. This picture sent in to share at abc15.com from Julie in Goodyear. Julie, thank you for the gorgeous view. If you have pictures to share, that's the email address to send them to. The cloud coverage is starting to push to the east tonight, so we'll see it clear out by early tomorrow morning. But this whole plume of moisture coming in ahead of the next low pressure system that's sitting offshore. And this is going to push into Arizona tomorrow with some breezes and some slightly cooler air behind it on Saturday. But notice no chances for rain or snow. We stay dry all across the state as this pushes through. Any chances for rain and snow will stay farther to the northeast through Colorado as that moves in. So we stay dry in the valley. We pick up a little bit of wind late in the day. Stronger winds up to the north and east throughout the afternoon hours. Very similar to where we ended up today in terms of the wind speeds that we're expecting tomorrow. So 10 to 20 mile per hour sustained winds, gusts near 30 for some spots up north and along the rim. For Phoenix, winds up to 10, even 15 miles per hour very late in the day. And our peak wind gusts should hover around 20 miles per hour right around sunset tomorrow. And then we'll see some lighter winds in the late night forecast all across the state for tomorrow evening. So here's your Valley Planner. Sunny and 67 at 6 o'clock in the morning. Sunrise now happening before 6 a.m. 78 at 9, 88 at noon, and then we get into those 90s. So 96 for our high tomorrow is going to put us about 10 degrees above normal. And as we take a sneak peek now at your summer outlook, the Climate Prediction Center showing that we are going to be trending toward above normal temperatures, hotter than normal for the months of July, August, and September. And in fact, that outlook of warmer or hotter than normal is all across the country. But Arizona in these deeper reds has a higher chance of seeing hotter temperatures and a drier potential forecast as well as La Nina starts to build. So July, August, September, odds favoring drier than normal conditions right during those main monsoon months. And we see this time and time again. The hotter the summers are, the lower that precipitation tends to be. So last year, the hottest summer on record, we only picked up 0.15 of an inch of rain, or a typical average monsoon would be right around 2.5. So that's an early look at what we can expect. Overnight tonight, we are seeing these overnight temperatures warm up as well. So no freezes on the map. 37 in Flagstaff, 53 in Sedona, 67 here in Phoenix. Tomorrow, 60s and 70s along the rim, 80s in Globe and Page, as well as Kingman, and 90s out west. Phoenix again at 96 degrees for tomorrow. A subtle drop Saturday, then we're ramping back up again. The good news is the models have kind of backed off on that 100 we had in the forecast on Monday. So we're now down to about 98 in your Monday forecast, and cooler air with more wind coming in toward the middle to end of next week.
Taylor Swift's new album, The Tortured Poets Department, is out officially for a little over an hour now. How Valley Swifties are celebrating.
Staying on top of the financial crisis at the University of Arizona. We've been staying on top of this story, and now the university is projecting a significant reduction in their $162 million budget deficit. Latest projected 2025 budget shows a new deficit of only $52 million. We're working to find out exactly how the school was able to shave off $110 million. That announcement comes as the Board of Regents conducts a nationwide search for a new University of Arizona president.
Taylor Swift is in a new era. The newest album is now out, and Swifties in the Valley are celebrating. It's called The Tortured Poets Department, and Snakes and Lattes in Tempe. They held a listening party earlier tonight. It's the superstar's 11th album and features artists Post Malone along with Florence and the Machine. Swift opened her Eras tour right here in the Valley at State Farm Stadium just last year.
Had a listening party in our newsroom.
We sure
tonight.
did.
A big shakeup for Sun Devil football. Still had the star player who says he's entering the transfer portal.
ABC 15 Sports, sponsored by Sanderson Ford.
1 week from tonight, dreams will come true with the NFL Draft. The Arizona Cardinals have 11 picks this year, including 2 first-rounders picking at 4 and 27. You can watch the draft right here on ABC 15. Watch every round live starting next Thursday.
ASU quarterback Jaden Rashada is looking for a new place to play. Rashada is entering the transfer portal. The move comes after Michigan State quarterback Sam Levitt transferred to Tempe. Rashada only played 3 games as a Sun Devil, dealing with injuries most of last season. ASU is expected to explore the transfer portal and add another transfer QB.
All right, some breezes picking up tomorrow. Mid-90s back in the forecast as we take a final look at your 7-day. Upper 90s by the start of next week, but thankfully we pumped the brakes a little bit on those triple digits. And another area of low pressure comes in next week, so more breezes and cooler air. We've got some 80s now by the end of next week.
Yeah, Monday looks a lot better than it did.
Jimmy Kimmel's up next.
Good night.